there guys, it's Misty here. Welcome back to another keto update. I apologize for missing last week, but it was a rough week and we'll get to that. But first let's start with the weigh-in for this week.
367.8 pounds.
So I am 367 pounds, which puts me at 4 pounds since the last time I saw you guys. And I'm not the least bit surprised. Just like most of the rest of the country, Dallas has had some stupid weather the past couple of weeks. Not this past Friday, but the Friday before last, we had a really strong cold front come through and we ended up in the tornado shelter with Roxy because there was a tornado spotted not far away. And then Saturday, it was like 32 the entire day. And the same thing kind of happened this past Friday. We had storms on Friday because of a cold front or a dry line, I don't know. And then Saturday, it was cold all day. So most of you guys know if you've been with me for a while, if you're new here, hello. But I struggle with arthritis, I struggle with inflammation. And then I've also been struggling with my fasting blood sugar. So a combination of all of that has increased my weight. So I'm not gonna freak out about it. I mean, I could wake up tomorrow and weigh and maybe I'll be, 360, who knows? So the weight isn't necessarily the end all be all for me, but it would be nice to see it go down again. So the last time I saw you, I was due to go see my regular doctor and my endocrinologist. So I went and spoke with my regular doctor because I want to, he and I talked about starting Trulicity. So Trulicity is a once a week injection. I didn't realize at the time that it's basically a sister drug to Victoza, and Victoza caused my thyroid to go crazy. I had nodules and hypothyroidism. So I don't know that now I'm so excited to go on Trulicity. So, I told my doctor I would rather, let me speak to my endocrinologist because I get my medication and stuff for free. And so when I spoke to my endocrinologist about it, he was like, absolutely not. But my updated A1C, let's talk about that. In February, I think it was February 14th, I had blood work done and my A1C was 7.8. And on last Tuesday, it was 7.4, which I was completely shocked about. I was absolutely anticipating it to be over 8 because those fasting blood sugars have been so stupid the past couple of weeks. And again, the endocrinologist and I talked about Trulicity, and it's a GLP-1. I don't know what that means, but he's concerned that it's going to increase my calcitonin, which is a marker for thyroid cancer. It's just, he doesn't think that it's worth the risk. He also doesn't seem to think that I need a drug to control my diabetes. He thinks I would do better with a drug that will the more of the focus will be on getting my, helping me lose weight, and the side effect of that would be to help with the fasting blood sugars. So I started a new drug, and I will try to insert the name right here because I couldn't. It's Saxa blah 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 blah, and it's 5 milligrams, and it's one of those pills, very rare, one of those pills that has basically 0 side effects. The pharmacist said that, the doctor said that. He said try it for a month. He said if you don't see any results, he's like no harm no foul. So I've been on it now. I've taken it 2 days. I started it Saturday. And I haven't noticed a difference. He also suggested that I eat something before I go to bed. He said maybe it's just the too much fasting. And you guys know, I've mentioned in the past that intermittent fasting would cause my blood sugars to rise. And so that necessarily wasn't working out for me. But a couple of you have sent me some articles about that, and I appreciate that. I haven't had a chance to go back and reread them to kind of glean the information that I need. So, where was I going with that? I don't remember. So I'm really excited about the drop in the A1C. He's like, I would rather see it under 7. He's like, but you're doing a really good job. When a year ago, I was on insulin. So, and I am only half a point up from last June where I was on insulin and my A1C was 6.9, and then this year it's 7.4 and I'm off insulin. So yay. He's not quite as concerned about the fasting blood sugars. He said, it comes down during the day. Like on Saturday, my fasting blood sugar was like 244. And I was like, what the hell? But I felt horrible all weekend. I had another episode, actually I had 2 episodes. I think I mentioned, I don't remember what update video it was, but back in February on Super Bowl Sunday, I was sitting at my desk and all of a sudden my vision went completely blurry. Then I got nauseated, and then every muscle in my body started twitching at the exact same time. And I went and saw a neurologist. Some people thought maybe it was a seizure, and it was just, nobody could figure out what it was. So when I went and saw my neurologist in March, she mentioned she thought it was a blood pressure issue. Well, I have a blood pressure machine, so I took my blood pressure. It was like 116/67, which is really good. And then it started again on Sunday, and I had the forethought to go ahead and just remove my glasses because I think that was part of the problem. And the nausea died down really quickly, and I had less muscle twitching. So I don't know what that is about. But it's just add one more thing to the list. So last Tuesday, I drove myself round trip almost 7 hours. I left at 6:30 in the morning, and I didn't get home till 4. And that's why you didn't see any vlogs or anything else for the rest of the week, because I was just in recovery mode. For those of you who don't know, I have myasthenia gravis, which is a neuromuscular junction disorder. Basically, the nerves and the muscles don't speak correctly because my body is attacking my muscles, and it causes extreme muscle weakness. And not only did I have to drive myself on Tuesday, but when I got there was no parking up close. So I had to get my walker out, I had to walk, and then they put me all the way at the back, and I had to use my walker and then trying to get it back in. And I was 5 miles from my house Tuesday morning, and my arms and my legs were already exhausted. So I've basically spent the last 6 days trying to recover. So it hasn't been an easy week, to say the least. So I have been doing mostly carnivore, zero carb over the last couple of months since January, and I've dropped 27 pounds. But for the next couple of weeks, I'm going to try to eat, do like a strict keto, like do strict macros, and I will try to throw those up on the screen because I don't know the numbers exactly. It'll be, I think it's like 160 grams of fat, and then like 60 or 70 grams of protein, and then of course 20 grams of carbs. I am trying to eat with 80 to 85% fat. My body just functions better when I do fat, when I have more fat. Like when I did that fat fast, my numbers were so low. So I considered doing a fat fast, and I may still do that. I don't know. It's like I just kind of figure out what's the sweet spot. And I told my doctor, I was like, I'm frustrated. I've been diabetic for 12 years. I said, I'm frustrated. And he's like, all of his diabetics are. So yay. He and I are going to work together. I'm going to try this pill for a month. If it doesn't help, and then if the macros don't help, then I will try Trulicity. The good thing is he agreed that we could test my blood once a month, so do an A1C and then check the calcitonin once a month to make sure that I'm not having any issues with the thyroid. So that's kind of plan B for right now. Plan A for me is to really focus in on, the diet and try to get more fat into my body. And yeah, I mean, that's really all I can do at this point. So the inflammation is basically out of my control. It's really aggravating. You guys know I showed you a few weeks ago that I could move my rings up and down. I can barely get them on my fingers. I've been having some foot pain, which I mentioned to you guys about. So I know that I'm dealing with inflammation. Sitting and driving for 7 hours didn't help any on Tuesday. I've had some edema. I've had some swelling in my legs, swelling in my feet. So I know those 4 pounds are just water weight, and I'm hoping that it comes down. But like I said, my biggest concern are the fasting blood sugars. And I'm trying really hard not to worry so much about it because I know that the stress can cause them to go up too. So yeah, I told my doctor, I was like, I turned 40 in 19 days or 20 days because I was the 19th. No, it wasn't. it was the 9th. And I was like, I turned 40 in 20 days. I have to, 40 in 20 days. I was like, we have to get this figured out. I want to be at a point where things are in control and things are moving in the right direction. I did ask the birthday fairy for a Keto Mojo meter with some strips, so hopefully that will happen and I can be able to do that. I feel like I need another number to focus on. Like I need a hole in the head, but I just feel like if I'm seeing that I'm burning ketones even when the blood sugar is a little bit higher, I think that will help me feel like I'm making progress. My therapist and I talked about that today. He's like, you get sidetracked when you feel like you're not making any progress. And I'm like, yeah. I said, I've always been like that, whether it's in work or something else. Like I need to see, the results of my hard work. And that's why I started even taking up card making, is because in my job, I was more of a supervisor mentor type job. So it wasn't something that I was creating and seeing the end result. And so with card making, I have an idea, I create it, and then there's something concrete that I can see and touch and know that my hard work paid off. So hopefully with a keto meter, I will see the ketones that I'm burning and know that even though the blood sugar is being stupid, at least I'm doing the right thing. So like on Saturday, I mentioned it was really high. By midday, it was 145. So it's like, and I didn't take a shot that day. I was just like, oh my word. So it's been really, 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 really frustrating. But at this point, it is what it is. I mean, I have to draw strength from the fact that I've completely taken myself off insulin. So much, in fact, that the doctors completely canceled my prescription. So I am no longer an insulin dependent type 2 diabetic, which is a success. Yay. I'm still losing inches. I have two pairs of jeans left over from the jeans that I was selling, and all the rest of my jeans were like 2 sizes too big, and I had 2 pairs of jeans that fit. They no longer fit. So I'm going to be due for basically a whole new wardrobe this fall. But so I know that my body is still losing inches. It's just, we're just holding on to the weight and the blood sugars are staying high. So yeah, so that's kind of it. So my plan for this week and next week is, let me just do 1 week at a time, because I'm going to do my best to stick to macros, get what I need to get in my body. I'm going to try to do a higher fat ratio to carbs and protein. I didn't buy any vegetables or anything like that to eat this week. My carbohydrates will come from like my heavy whipping cream and those kinds of things. So we'll see what happens. I mean, I think at this point, it's all an experiment. Basically, my whole way of eating is basically an experiment to see, what's going to work to help control my blood sugars. So yeah, guys, sorry if this was all over the place. Kind of felt like it's been all over the place, but my brain is all over the place. So thank you so much for watching. I am back to vlogging. So again, I apologize last week. I was just I really did nothing last week. Like I didn't cook. I didn't do anything. I didn't clean. I didn't do anything. I think I read 8 books last week because I was just so tired. My body is just so weak from going 2 days without that Mestinin. So it is what it is at this point. So yeah. Okay. Oh, my doctor referred me to a urogynecologist because I'm still having issues with like frequency to go to the bathroom and stuff like that, and I didn't have a UTI. They couldn't get me in until the middle of May, so I'm gonna go see a urologist on the 24th of April. That's kind of simmered down a little bit, so but I'm still gonna go just in case I do have a bladder prolapse or something like that. Like, I don't need one more damn thing wrong with my body. I'm 90 years old. I feel like I'm 90, so yeah. But anyway, again, thanks for joining me. I will be tracking macros this week on MyFitnessPal, so if you follow me there, you should see some macros. and some tracking. I haven't tracked in forever. I think that's something that I want to start doing, especially when I'm following, trying to stick to a certain set of macros. I've set my calories at about 1,800. I'm going to start there, and then if this works, then I'll slowly start bringing it down. And on MyFitnessPal, now I have the premium version. I don't know why I paid for that. I don't even remember signing up for the premium version, but I know in my version I can set my calories, and then I can set the percentage of my macros. So I set my calories at 1,800, and then I put my macros like at 80 or 85% fat, and then like I played around with it, and that's where I got how many grams. So I didn't use any kind of keto calculator to figure out lean body mass, all that bull crap. It's just too much. And I mean, who knows if it's accurate anyway. So that was just easier for me. I think it's easier to pick some calories and then get a percentage from there. And again, if that works, I'll either keep coming down with it. If it doesn't work, then I will probably do a fat fast next week, or maybe even this weekend, we'll see. I'm not gonna make any promises on anything. I'm just trying to get through day by day. So yeah. I've said goodbye 3 times. This time, it's for real. I will see you tomorrow. If you watch the vlogs, I'll see you next Monday for another update. Bye for now.